ரெடியா கண்ணா?
Yes, Auntie, I'm ready.
ஓகே. அண்ட் நாங்களும் ரெடி தான்.
Can I start?
எஸ்.
Hello, I'm teacher
போவேன்
speaker
கண்ணா.
Paula Christian, and I am studying the 8th grade in Capel Middle School West in the state of Texas. Thirukural is a beacon of wisdom and virtue across generations. Thirukural is a world-famous Tamil literature which has 1,330 verses, which are compiled under 133 chapters in groups of 10. Thirukural has 3 parts: Arathipal, Purathipal, Kamathipal. The chapter of Arathipal has 38 chapters, Purathipal has 70 chapters, and Kamathipal has 25 chapters. The one who wrote Thirukural is Thiruvalluvar. Now, out of the many corals that were presented to me, I chose 5, and this page shows a small overview over the 5 corals that I selected. First kural, Tante Mahatratum Nandri, Avayattu, Mundi Iripachaya. Meaning, a father's true duty to his children is to provide them with the knowledge, skills, and opportunities to thrive and earn respect among the community of the wise and the learned. This particular Thirukural emphasizes that empowering children is the way to succeed in life and gain recognition in the circles of the wise and the learned, and it is the greatest gift a parent can give to their child. Now, I'm going to explain this Thirukural a little bit more clearly using my own life as an example. How is this Kural relevant to myself? My parents always prioritized my education and my extracurriculars. They always believed that the greatest gift that they could give me is the knowledge that they could give me. And I showed interest in Bharatanatyam, Carnatic music, and learning Thirukurals from a very young age. No matter the work pressure my parents were under, they made sure to encourage me and help me thrive. They took me to every competition that there was, and I always put in the hard work to win in those competitions and make my parents proud. Second Thirukural. எதிரார் குற்றம் போல் தன் குற்றம் காண்கிற்பேன் தீதுண்டோ மண்ணும் உயிர்க்கு. If people learn to observe their own faults within themselves like they observed others, what evil would come to the world that we live in? Now, how is this Kural relevant in today's American life? Everything is for everyone is the basic theme of the American Constitution. No matter if you're poor, no matter if you're rich, no matter if you speak a different language, no matter if you're from another country, everyone is treated equally in this American soil. This equality among the public is the very reason why America thrives as a high society today. The high society members always believe that making sure that they're the best version of themselves should be their main priority. Moreover, they also believe that making mistakes and learning from those mistakes is a human nature, and every human is entitled that. So, for that very reason, America is a superpower among the nations today. The third Kural. அற்றார் அழிப்பசை தீர்த்தல் அகதுருவன் பெற்றான் பொருள் வைப்பொழி. We should help the ones in need. We should remove hunger as an aspect of their life. And that is the very place that people should store their wealth to make sure that it helps them in the future. So I would like to explain this Kural through a very short story. There was a man named Jack, and he lived in a very small American town. There, he ran a very successful bakery in which bread was the most successful ingredient and menu item. There, Jack every evening made sure to collect all of his unsold bread and take them to the homeless shelter and made sure that the people that lived there didn't go a day hungry. So, when one winter the town was hit by a very severe storm, Jack saw the sufferings of the people that have now, which had homes, are brought to the streets. So he couldn't take it any longer, and he opened his bakery to the public. He made sure to give food, clothes, and warm shelter to everyone that came there. Out of the many people that he helped, Liam was a really small boy, and him and his family suffered in poverty for many years. But years after, Liam became a very big chef and started his own restaurant. He always considered Jack to be his inspiration, and he said that Jack just didn't give them food or feed them or give them resources. He gave them hope, a reason to live. Moving on to the next Quran. ஏற்றலும் ஈட்டலும் காத்தலும் காத்த வகுத்தலும் வல்லதரசு. A king is the one who can make the ways to acquire wealth bigger, acquire the wealth, distribute it properly, and protect the distributed wealth. How is this kural relevant in today's American life? This particular thirukural doesn't only apply to the government, the one ahead of the government, and the head of the financial directory of the government. It applies to every single person that lives in this nation and in this world. Everyone who lives in this particular nation and in this world every month calculates how much salary they get, how much they can get through their credit card, how much expenses they have, how much they have to give for insurance, and moreover, if they need to go on an outing, a day out, a rest day, how much money would that take? Analyze all of this and budget their lives accordingly and live by their budget. That is the very reason that people here and around the world gain success and live a very poverty-less life. It is what makes sure that people go days without hunger. And that is the very reason that this particular thirukural and this insight that was told for the government and the king is now used by everyone to gain success in their own lives. The last kural. நட்பொருள் நன்குணர்ந்து சொல்லினும் நல் கூர்ந்தார் சொற்பொருள் சோர்வுபடும். The words of the poor are neglected, even if they are clear in thought and expression. I'm going to express this kural through a moral of a story. There was a man named Raju, and he lived in a very small village where agriculture was a big source of income. Raju was wise and educated and very clever, but he struggled with poverty. When the townsfolk came up and said they had a problem, Raju always stepped forward and he offered them brilliant solutions, but his words were neglected due to his poor status. But he never took that to his heart. One day, when the town faced a crisis, all the townsfolk gathered together. The crisis was that a huge dam that supplied so much water to their village was going to almost break down. Seeing this, they were very urgent in finding a solution, but they couldn't find one that worked. In that very crucial moment, Raju stepped up and he offered a brilliant solution. But then again, once again, his words were neglected. But this time, he didn't listen to them. He moved forward with a couple of the townsfolk that were very compassionate and set afoot his plan. His plan won, and the dam was saved, and the people in the town were saved. Seeing this, the people in the town realized that a speaker's knowledge is what should be respected, not just their status. So they asked for forgiveness from Raju, and Raju forgave them. Now, a summary. So what did I learn from these thirukurals? Particularly from the first kural, I learned about parental love, a parent's duty, education, and wisdom. From the second kural, I learned that we shouldn't speak ill of others if we have faults ourselves that need to be fixed. From the third kural, I learned why we should help the ones in need, and if we help the ones in need, what do we get, and what is the greatest place to store our wealth. From the fourth kural, I learned how a king should function, how kingdom should function, how a government should function, and how we should secure our wealth. From the fifth kural, I learned the harsh realities of the society that we live in. Now, thirukural offers us a timeless wisdom on many things and valuable insight on how to live our day-to-day life. And thirukural is a non-religious source of wisdom, so it means that anyone and everyone can understand and use its wisdom. And moreover, thirukural is short, concise, and powerful. So let us all learn thirukural together and we'll all find success in our own lives. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I hope you gained some valuable insight.
Sure, Tejas, we got that. We got that valuable insight and we can understand that. Okay, judges, any
Great job,
questions to
Tejasvi,
Tejasvi?
again. Wonderful. So nice way to complete the rounds. Like
Thank you so much.
our coordinator said initially, you are making our job very tough. All of you. All of you did an amazing job. All of you can go to finals, in my opinion. So Tejas நல்லா பேசுனடா. Both
Thank you, ma'am.
command of the language, both தமிழையும் நல்லா அழகா பேசுனீங்க. Englishum, the control was very good, and then you corrected some of the advice that was given in the first one.
Oh.
It's not only in the United States but in the whole
I'm so
world.
sorry.
That's true. And the same thing, one more advice is king, it is just a reference to the leader.
Yeah.
So அந்த காலத்துல வந்து kingdom இருந்துச்சு, kings இருந்தாங்க, so they were our leaders. Now we have our people who are in the politics and people who are our presidents and vice presidents, but really a leader in any organization, any place. So a leader, and you guys have to learn the leadership skills and encompass everybody. That's the main thing. Yeah, good. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank you so much. Nandri
Nice,
Vanakkam.
and thank you, Tejasvi, again. And judges, very, very thank